So I was looking at the graph of master and challenger accounts in various regions, and something I noticed about North America is that there's a very heavy clump of accounts that are just like barely challenger, um, where I think people play enough games to get them to challenger and then just leave them there and don't play on them anymore. Um, and so I wanted to, compare that to how it is for other regions. And so looking at, all the other regions, um, NA has the lowest number of accounts, more than like 200 LP above like the cutoff. So, the cutoff is, I think, around 300 LP or so. Um, and so in NA, there are only 38 accounts more than, you know, 200 LP above the cutoff, um, which is very low. And um, the a lot of these, like OC, for example, this doesn't necessarily show that OC is like Oceania is the best server or anything. It's just because the cutoff in Oceania is very low. It's like, um, what is it? It's like 100 LP, 150 LP. Um, but um, of the major regions, that is regions that whose cutoff, I mean, I'm just doing this arbitrarily, but this is just servers whose cutoff is above 200 or above 300 LP for Challenger. Um, NA is the lowest by far. And Korea is actually, has significantly more accounts, more than 200 LP above its cutoff. And if you look at the like graph as well, they're very evenly spaced out, like way more than I think any other region. Um, and it's definitely also very much for NA that there's this like clumping of accounts like just above Challenger, um, which I think are people who are like, all right, nice. I got my account to Challenger and now I'm going to go play on a Smurf or something. Um, and I mean, now moving just from the statistics to my opinion, I can see the appeal of this. It's like it's very tempting to be like, okay, I've gotten my account pretty high. Like, I'm pretty happy with my rank. I'm worried that if I play more, I'll drop. So I want to just leave it there for a bit and spend some time like making a video or something instead, instead of actually playing. But I think this is sort of a problem because, for Challenger to be competitive, you need the people playing on their accounts in Challenger, right? If they're just spending half their time smurfing, you don't have a lot of good players playing in Challenger, which you would hope for it to be competitive. Um, but there's that, you know, that majority of challenger accounts in NA that are just like left in like the 300 to 400 LP like zone. And part of that might be a lot of people are genuinely at that skill level. Um, but I think part of it is also a sort of um, mentality or attitude part where it's like, okay, I could play more games and maybe I'll get to 500 LP. Or I could play more games and maybe I'll lose and get demoted to Masters or whatever, and 100 LP, which I don't want. So I'm just going to leave it there. Um, so I think it would be better practice if people didn't just leave their accounts at a certain rank, because I feel like if you're not playing, your rank is sort of meaningless, right? Like you might as well just have been boosted up to a rank if you're not playing on your account actively, because it's just like if when you play a lot of games, your rank reflects your skill level. But if you're no longer playing those games, your rank no longer reflects your skill level. So like if I mean there's decay, which is sort of good, but it's you can leave your account alone for 10 days. So I don't know if it's enough. Um, and so for all the challenger accounts, like you're not necessarily a challenger player just because you have a challenger account. Like that's only true if you're actively playing, I think. I mean it shows that at one point, you were a challenger player, but like it doesn't really show that right now you're a challenger player. If you just leave your account in, you know, like the maybe rank 170 or something, it's like you're not going to get demoted anytime soon. So you're going to be technically challenger for a while, or at least your account is. But like, does that really make you a challenger player?